Hey, how we doing? It's JJ. I've just come to do a little video for you guys and girls today. This is going to go up probably about a week after Mental Health Awareness Week, and or day rather. It was World Mental Health Awareness Day yesterday, and I went out and I did a quick little post just to sort of check in on my brothers and my sisters out there, just to say it's okay not to be okay. And I've come out and I'm all set up, ready to go. I've come up to my normal place up at RSPB Sandy Lodge. Oh, the bracken and the colours, absolutely amazing. Absolutely, it's fantastic at the moment. It really is. It's just started to spit and spot with rain, but what an amazing place. You've already seen me do a few videos here, and this video and what I'm about to do is something that some of us wild campers and bushcrafters do. It was started last year, and it's called the Show Us Your Stake Challenge for mental health awareness, and I think that's a really important thing to do. It's done a lot in a group that I'm in that's to do with the Lavus, but I know a lot of other people do it in other groups and that as well. But this is really for like my good friend John Kellenfody in the Polish and Hungarian Lavu Lovers group. But I'm going to put this in other groups as well, and I hope everyone's okay with that, because do you know what? Show Us Your Stake Challenge, it's really important to spread the word and that out there. So what I'm going to do is just have to bear with me, because I'm going to need to get my camera sorted out on angles. So let's just pop this down. How's that going to look? No, you're at a wonk, Justin, you're at a wonk. Let's just pop that back a bit. Sorry about this, but I want it to be right. And it's just going to be as per normal. Where are you? There you are. I'm going to have to get this sorted out. I want this just to be just a one take, just to show what I'm going to do and just to talk about mental health awareness. So just bear with me a second. So I want to change my angle. Hang on. Just going to pop you up and pause while I get this sorted. Alright, sorry about that. I just had to make sure I got the camera set up right for this. It's just been causing me some problems. Okay, so this little movement, the Show Us Your Stake Challenge, is really important for me on a personal level, on several accounts, and I think it's just really important just to actually talk about mental health amongst your community, your friends, your family, your brothers and your sisters out in the groups and that. And it really is something that can't be hidden and disguised and that anymore. It's more and more prevalent nowadays for people to have mental health problems, and we got to talk about it. We got to find avenues to express and discuss our feelings and talk to people, and there are so many avenues out there to actually do that. So I'm just going to prep some little bits of food up. I've already started some bits just because I wanted to take some pictures. So I'm out. I'm literally only going to be using this knife today, which I have done, which is the TBS Wildcat everyday carry pocket knife, and because it's got two blades, Scandi on one side and a flat grind on the other, it's perfect. So the Scandi, I've been processing some bits of wood and stuff like that, and then on the flat grind it's perfect, just perfect for little bits of food prep. So I've literally got some garlic, which I'm just chopping the last bits up now. That'll do me. Last bit of my big flat mushroom. This little knife, I'll tell you what, is absolutely perfect for food prep. It's the perfect shape and size. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And just a little bit of red onion. It's perfect in terms of the length for the size of the food that I want to prep without the food actually going into the recess. And I don't want to slice this up too much because I do actually like my red onion. So we're just going to pop all that onto there. Okay, I'm just going to pop that aside. Just give that a quick wipe over. Just going to pop that to the side for a second. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change out the blade on this side, adjusting to the Scandi side, and I'm just going to finish prepping. I've got some silver birch bark paper here that I've had at home and I've flattened it out, and I'm literally using a Scandi grind just to get some of the shavings back to aid me when I go to light my firebox, because funnily enough today I'm out and it's Firebox Friday, so we've got that put aside. Okay, I'm just going to pop that down because the wind is actually getting in the way. So yeah, perfect little blade for what I want. Perfect little blade. Just going to pop the firebox and that up on there. Oh no, I'll tell you what we want to do quickly. So I just haven't gone fancy. I've just got myself a nice little steak, and that beef sirloin steak. I'm just going to get that out. And I'm just going to dispose of this. I hate rubbish floating about. Just pop that there for a second, tidy up in a bit. And where's my little wamping stick? I just found this bit of silver birch. That steak's quite thick for me. I want to flatten it out so it cooks a lot quicker. Okay, so I've got that on there. And I'm out of the woods, you're going to get bits of dirt and that everywhere. Cut down piece of silver birch. Give that a little flatten down. Give it a roll. And that's just, oh yeah, oh, a bit of marbling in there is lovely. And that's it. I will use that later on. Let's just pop that steak aside. Let's get this up. It is actually quite windy. We'll see how this goes for lighting. I'm just going to put these shavings down into there. I don't want to do it on the paper. Let's just see how we go with this today. It was going, I promise you. All right. That's just going to start to go. Just got a small roll of silver birch bark on there as well. Just let that catch. Start to get that to go. Let that start to go. I'm going to pop you on pause when this is really going and ready to cook. We'll come back in and talk a little bit about what I've been through and where I am today. Stay tuned. I've just got the cast iron and that going on there, so we're just going to let that heat up, and then I'm just going to get my steak and that in there. Might just need a little bit more oil. So yeah, the Show Steak Challenge, mental health, it's really important, and I know that on a personal level. Over the last few years, I've found myself lost, kind of really. about 5 years ago. Separated from my wife. Ended up getting divorced. And although we knew that was coming, that was still a real bit of a shock and that at a time. And I kind of moved out, and I kind of had to move back to like family house and things like that, which is not what you want to be doing. And now I just wasn't behaving properly. I wasn't right. I'd suffered before, years back, with a few stress and mental health problems. And I kind of ignored the symptoms and the signs and that for a while, and then I went through like another failed relationship, and just as I was starting to kind of think, oh, that's alright, I'm starting to get back on top of things, my mum passed away. 2.5 years ago, my mum passed away, and it happened really suddenly. And oh, I so love my mum. I tell you what, she was everything to me, she really was. And I just lost the plot. I was carrying on with work, I was working myself into the ground. From when mum was diagnosed to when she passed away, it was just a matter of a few short months. And immediately after mum passed away, I just kind of started doing some stupid stuff. I started climbing like water towers with just a climbing harness and a couple of sling carabiners up this rusty old water tower that's like 80 feet high. Rusty to hell, anything could have happened, and then a couple of other bits happened, and then I was given a bit of a respite to go away for a weekend, and I went up to North Wales, and I went up Trafan in really bad weather. If anyone knows Trafan, it sits by itself, and I basically ignored all my own warning signs, and I just wasn't paying attention to my map reading. The weather closed in, and I was just really not good, and I just kept going, I kept ignoring all my own training. And let's get this steak in. Yeah, so there I found myself up on Trafan, on the wrong side of where I thought I was, because I'd just kind of got myself into a real head mess, and I kept going again, and my head started playing tricks on me, saying, you're alright, keep going, and I literally got to one point where I actually become completely crag fast, and I was stuck for about 15 minutes. And I just ignored all my own training. I said I'd make one push. I've been up there before, and I was just thought I was going to lose everything. My mum going and divorce and other things going wrong. And I decided at that precise moment that I was just going to make one more push. And if it had gone wrong, the consequences would have been huge. And thankfully I managed to top out and I get up, but I was literally about 2 minutes away from calling mountain rescue, and I always swore I'd never get myself into that situation. So after that, some friends knew I weren't right. I got some help through BNX Services. A friend contacted me who worked for the Royal British Legion at the time, and I got some help. And I started to discuss my problems and my feelings and my frustrations and my doubts. And through a really good few friends, I managed to get myself through it. And I still touch base with them occasionally at the Legion, and I still talk about stuff. But I'm in such a better place now, I really am. But it took me a while to pluck up the courage to get to that point. And I'm so glad I did. So glad I did. Right, what I'm going to do is pop my garlic, onions and mushroom in there as well. Get them up around the steak, and I'm going to cook this off, and then I'm just going to tell you about the next part of my journey, where I am today, because it involves you lot. So I'm going to cook this, and then I'll start the next bit. Catch you in a mo. All right, so I've pretty much got my steak how I want it done, and the garlic and the red onion. I love red onion, and the mushrooms just about spot on for how I want it. Lovely. I'm just going to decant it into this foil. For a second. Get that going back up. Whew, smoky. And then I'm just going to wrap this up just loosely, bit of a food parcel that can just soak up some of the flavours. And then I'm just going to add my last bit. You've seen me all use this from Sainsbury's, other brands are available. Potato and bacon brunch. So this is obviously, you know, as I've said before, it's got some it's almost like dauphinoise potato, a little bit of a saucy constituent to it, with some onion, a little bit more red onion, and just a little bit of bacon and that into it. And we're just going to cook that off. Right, my journey in mental health. So I sought help. I started talking to people. I started explaining how I was feeling, and that helped. That really helped. I knew I needed to get to that point. It was a struggle to get to there, but I did. And you know what? I'm not saying it was easy by any stretch of the imagination. Was it easy? But I got there, and I continued to talk to people that understood, that showed empathy, that have been there. They understood, they've been through it themselves, and that really helps me. I like a tidy camp. I'm just tidying up, just get rid of all my food waste. So I talk to people, and that really helps me, and I haven't looked back since. I'm not saying there's days that I don't sort of kind of doubt myself and that, but now I'm in a much better place just through talking. And I realise, you know, it sounds corny, it's okay not to be okay. I was alright with that. Once I was alright with that, everything become a lot easier. And I stay tuned and I touch base with friends that I know can help me. And I'm just a lot better for that. Got 3 months passing and a few other things with help of good friends and family, and that's what it's all about. But the next stage of my journey has helped me even more, and that's any of you that are watching. Bushcraft. I can honestly say bushcrafting saved my life. I can honestly say that, hand on heart. The bushcraft wild camping community that I've become a part of, it's an integral part of my life and that now. I have made some amazing friends. I have met some amazing people. We talk, we meet, we chat, we laugh, we share skills, and we share knowledge. And I feel amongst the groups that I'm in that my opinions matter, my knowledge matters. I feel like I'm a part of a community, and that has really helped me. That's pushed me on, that's inspired me, and inspiring my mental health to check in, tune in on myself on a regular basis. I realise when I'm down now, all I need to do is I just need to get outside 10, 15, 20 minutes. And my Firebox Fridays are a massive part of that for me. But I can genuinely say, just by a couple of years ago, getting back into the bushcraft side of things had a massive impact on my life. I cannot emphasise that enough. I mean, it did, it really did. It was like going back to basics, learning again. I needed something that I could aspire to, gain more knowledge, and that be respected, have a voice that could be heard and understood. And that's all down to you people. So there you go. I don't know what happened. I was doing other bits and bobs, you know. I still have the odd little crazy day. I get up to some crazy things now, but they're all safe within my realms of my capabilities. But there you go. Bushcraft and mental health, they go together. We all have that lust, that need, that want for getting outdoors, and that it helps us up here. And if we're good up here, we feel it in here, and we can share it out to all of you. So when I literally say bushcraft saved my life, it was literally come at the right time where I needed to find a love, a passion, an enthusiasm for something. And everyone that I've met on that journey has been a part of that, and that's all down to you. Right, I'm going to cook this off. We're tuning in for this last bit. I don't want it to be too long. We'll come back in a mo. We are done. We are done. That is cooked nicely. I use this a lot. It's a really handy little long life product. So my steak and my mushrooms and that. There you go. Just gonna whack that back in there. Oh yeah. We'll just give that a last little fry off. So yeah, I now find myself in a place where I didn't think was possible just a few short years ago, and it's changed me. I now recognise the symptoms and the signs when my mental health isn't well, isn't right, and I take stock of that. I chat to people that I know are going to listen. I have a little word with myself and say, you've got this, you've done this, it's okay not to be okay, you can do it, you've got friends and you've got family and that out there. And I hope that any of you that are out there watching this, you ever find yourself in that same situation, reach out, talk to me, we'll have a chat, and I'll put you onto the appropriate channels, people and places that can help you talk and that as well. But you'll find in the bushcraft and wild camping community, everyone's got a massive respect for anyone that has problems like this, and it's the main fundamental reason why we go out, we retune, we rewild, and that we check ourselves into nature. It's a giver, I tell you, it's a giver. It'll take all you've got and it will give back so much more. Right, John Kellan Fody, this is for you, my friend. But also I want to do a big shout out to my friend Smoky Eyes. That's not his name, Smoky Eyes. Oh my days. A big shout out to a friend up north. I've just seen him repost his show, She State Challenge from last year, and that's my friend John Milthorpe. He has got an absolutely cracking YouTube channel. Find it on my channel list. Listen to this. JSM Calder Bushcraft and Camping. Yes, capital J, capital S, capital M, capital C, and then ALDER dash Bushcraft and Camping. John's got a brilliant channel. He builds some amazing little log cabins in a permission that he's got off in the middle of this little island on a canal. John's a brilliant guy. He's done the show She State Challenge. He talks about this a lot as well, so shout out. Head over to his channel, give him a subscribe, hit the notification bell, give him a thumbs up, leave some comments. Great guy. Listen, I'm bloody hungry, I'm waffling on. I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in and watching this, okay? Spread the word about this. Get people to follow my channel, get them to give it a subscribe, leave a comment. I'll do my best to get back to everyone, because you all matter, okay? You all matter. And I truly appreciate anyone that follows my channel, anyone that leaves comments. That's really appreciated. Listen, I'm going to eat this. You lot can bugger off while I eat. Until the next one, tune in, stay safe. We'll catch up soon. Cheers. Steak, 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 steak.